What's up, everybody? This video you're watching is the year in wrestling 2011 part 1 of 2011. I'm going to talk a little bit about FCW, WWE's developmental brand that was around then. I'm going to talk about WWE pay-per-views and TNA and maybe some Ring of Honor. Let's turn this TV on, sound off. So I'm going to start talking about FCW and some of the talents that were in FCW. They had a pretty good roster back in 2011. First, they had a show that I just watched, that I have on DVD. Anyways, FCW. You could probably find some of their matches with Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose, AJ Lee probably on YouTube if you type in FCW. But I used to download it on the internet back in 2011, 2010. So that's how I got on the DVD. Anyways, FCW had a show on January 23rd, 2011. AJ Lee won the FCW Women's Championship from Naomi. Back then her name was Naomi Knight, and I think they just called AJ, they called her AJ. They didn't call her AJ Lee yet. So that was January 23rd, 2011. FCW show, and also in the main event was Colonel Sandow. Who's that? It was Damien Sandow. And in 2011, FCW had a great roster. They had guys like Cesaro, Seth Rollins. He came there. I believe he was signed in late 2010. So he came over to FCW and he became the FCW Florida Championship Wrestling Heavyweight Champion. Did Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins was there. Dean Ambrose was there. Hunico was there. He's now Sin Cara. Richie Steamboat, the son of Ricky Steamboat, he was there. He was a pretty good wrestler. But I think he's retired now. They had a Queen of FCW, which was a crown. And the person I saw wearing the crown during the match where AJ won the women's title was Rosa. Rosa, I believe, was Queen of FCW for a while. And AJ was before that, I think. Or after it, I don't know. Cesaro was there. Ted DiBiase Jr. Rosa, before she was fired, very stupidly, she was fired. Serena was there. She was a great wrestler, great women's wrestler, but she was fired on the main roster, I believe, because she went out to go out and have fun, and WWE did not like that because she was breaking her straight edge character, which is stupid as hell. So they released her for that. Who else was there? Big E. Langston was there. Part of the New Day now. So a lot of great talents were in FCW, and it was a pretty good show for an hour show. Also, they had a series of matches in, I believe, 2011. Dean Ambrose had a series of matches with William Regal in FCW. They had a few. Those matches were pretty damn good. Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose had a 15-minute time limit match. I think it went the entire time limit. I have it on DVD, but I haven't watched it in a while, so I'm not sure if it went to a time limit draw. But Dean Ambrose, Seth Rollins had a great match in August of 2011, but I'll talk about that in my next video. So FCW, or in September 2010, I believe, is when Seth Rollins won the FCW Championship, or maybe that was when he had his match with Rollins. Anyways, back to WWE. I'm going to start with the Royal Rumble, which starts off every year in January. This Royal Rumble was the first ever 40-man Royal Rumble match, which I did not care for. I hope it's never 40 men again, because that was too many guys. First match kicked off, World Heavyweight Champion Edge defeated Dolph Ziggler. And then WWE Champion The Miz defeated Randy Orton. Eve Torres defeated Layla, Michelle McCool, and Natalya in a fatal four-way to win the Divas title. So Eve Torres becomes Divas champion, I believe. I think, whatever. And Alberto Del Rio wins a 40-man Royal Rumble match, last eliminating Santino Marella. The 2011 Royal Rumble, to me, was not a great event. It was not a great Rumble. It wasn't that good a pay-per-view. I did enjoy it. Up next, Elimination Chamber 2011. Main events were... The first Chamber match was Edge defeating Drew McIntyre, Kane, Rey Mysterio Jr., Big Show, and Wade Barrett in an Elimination Chamber. The other Elimination Chamber, it was a WWE title match. I think, or maybe it was in the Chamber. I don't think it was. WWE Champion The Miz defeated Jerry the King Lawler to retain. The next Elimination Chamber is John Cena defeating CM Punk, John Morrison, R-Truth, Randy Orton, and Sheamus in Elimination Chamber. Now I'm going to talk about WrestleMania 27, which to me was not a good WrestleMania. It just wasn't. Even WrestleMania 32 was even better than 27. 27 kicked off with Sheamus defeating Daniel Bryan in a dark match. They did not even get to be on the pre-show or pay-per-view. And then the Great Khali won a 23-man Battle Royal, last eliminating Sheamus. World Heavyweight Champion Edge defeated Alberto Del Rio, which I don't think Del Rio and Edge worked well together. To me, they didn't have any chemistry. Cody Rhodes defeated Rey Mysterio Jr. I don't even remember that match. I haven't watched WrestleMania 27 in probably 3 or 4 years. What was next? Kane, Kofi Kingston, Santino Marella, and the Big Show, I believe they were on SmackDown, defeated the Core. Ezekiel Jackson, Heath Slater, Justin Gabriel, and Wade Barrett. I do not even remember the Core having a match at WrestleMania, but I guess they did. The very short-lived Core group. Randy Orton defeated CM Punk. They had a very good match. It was exciting. Michael Cole. This was crap. This was shit. Should have never been on WrestleMania. Michael Cole defeated Jerry Lawler by DQ. So Michael Cole is undefeated at WrestleMania. Good for him. Nobody cared. The Undertaker defeated Triple H by submission. They had a very good match. That was probably the match of the night. John Morrison, Snooki. Yes, Snooki from Jersey Shore. Snooki, John Morrison, and Trish Stratus defeated Dolph Ziggler, Layla, and Michelle McCool. That 6-man mixed tag, 6-man intergender match was bad. It was not good. And I didn't like hearing about how at the end of the match or during the match, John Morrison blew off Trish Stratus, like she wasn't even there. That was wrong. Main event was, we all know it was a fail of a WrestleMania main event. The Miz defended the WWE Championship and defeated John Cena. The Rock was the host of WrestleMania 27. I believe he came out first to start the show, and he cut a good, entertaining promo, and I believe The Rock did get involved in Miz, John Cena. Miz retains. That was surprising, but the match was no good. WrestleMania 27 to me was thumbs down. I didn't enjoy it. Now I'm going to go talk about some TNA. TNA's not final resolution, that's at the end of the year. TNA's Genesis, first pay-per-view of 2011. Genesis, the main event was, or one of the main events, I believe, was Mr. Anderson defeating Matt Morgan. And the main event was Mr. Anderson pinning and defeating Jeff Hardy to win the TNA World title. Now on to Against All Odds from February 13th, 2011. Main event was, first, Bully Ray defeated Devon in a street fight, which was pretty good. Jeff Jarrett defeated Kurt Angle, which was also a good match. Jeff Hardy defeated world champion Mr. Anderson in a ladder match to win the TNA World title back. Now on to Victory Road, which was in March. Rob Van Dam defeated Mr. Anderson in a double countout. World champion Sting defeated Jeff Hardy. And I'm not sure if Victory Road was the pay. I know it was a pay-per-view where Jeff Hardy showed up either high or really messed up on something. He was either drunk or high. I don't know what he took, but he was on something because he was against Sting. And this was an embarrassment, not only to TNA as a company, but to pro wrestling. To have another wrestler show up for the main event drunk or high and wrestle and try to wrestle and put on a good performance. It was not going to happen. I don't know what pay-per-view it was. It might have been in March. But I know it was Jeff Hardy against Sting. And Sting did not look happy at all. He did not look happy to be in the ring with Jeff Hardy. They showed Jeff Hardy's face on camera when they were introducing him before the match, and Jeff Hardy looked totally out of it. His eyes looked screwed up like he didn't know where the hell he was. He looked like he's in space. It was sad. It was really, really, really sad that Jeff Hardy showed up for a main event match against the Icon Sting and his problems, substance abuse, whatever his problem was. He should have never showed up high on a pay-per-view. It was an embarrassment to the business. I felt sick as a fan watching it. It was sickening. Anyway, Sting, TNA World Champion, defeated Jeff Hardy very quick. Very, very quickly. Probably under 2 minutes. The match did not go long because they wanted to end it real quick because they knew how messed up Jeff Hardy was. So Sting defeats Jeff Hardy, and after this, I believe Jeff Hardy would get sent home from TNA, would send him home. I think they made him go to rehab. I'm not sure, but they sent him home because he was in trouble for showing up messed up. And I don't know. I mean, I guess TNA didn't know Jeff Hardy was going to show up to the building high and messed up, so they really had no choice but to put him in the main event. Maybe they didn't know he was high until he's in the ring. I don't know. But they should have replaced Jeff Hardy with anybody else to take on Sting. And they could have just made up a story and said Jeff Hardy's flight, that he couldn't make it to the pay-per-view. I mean, they could have put anybody in there. Samoa Joe, EY, anybody take on Sting. They shouldn't have sent Jeff Hardy out there, but maybe Jeff Hardy went out there on his own before he talked to anybody. I don't know. But it was sad. And I'm really happy that Jeff Hardy is sober. And looks like he has his substance abuse problems behind him, because he does not need to be showing up to any wrestling company, to any wrestling event, anywhere in the world. He doesn't need to be showing up high or drunk to any of them ever again, because that was an embarrassment. I like Jeff Hardy, but that was an embarrassment to wrestling. So Victory Road, Sting retained. AJ Styles defeated Matt Hardy. Beer Money defeated Inc. Kazarian and Robbie E. and Max Buck and Jeremy Buck, the Young Bucks, were in an Ultimate X match where Kazarian won it. I don't know why they're doing Ultimate X at Victory Road, because they usually would do it at Destination X, but whatever. Tommy Dreamer defeated Bully Ray in a no DQ Falls Count Anywhere match. That was pretty good to kick off the pay-per-view. And then Rosita and Sarita defeated Knockouts Tag Team Champions Angelina Love and Winter to win the tag titles. Hernandez defeated Matt Morgan in a First Blood match. Victory Road 2011 was a pretty good pay-per-view, except for Jeff Hardy showing up really screwed up. So now I'm going to talk about Lockdown, which took place in April 2011. Max Buck defeated Jay Lethal, Suicide, Chris Sabin, Robbie E., Jeremy Buck, Amazing Red, and Brian Kendrick in an escape match. Inc. defeated the British Invasion, Doug Williams and Magnus. Eric Young and Orlando Jordan. That was a weird team that I did not enjoy together. Eric Young, Orlando Jordan, and Scott Steiner and Crimson. What the hell were they in? They were in a match, in a tag match, and I don't know who the hell won it, because they don't say. I apologize, didn't say who won the tag match. Mickie James defeated Knockouts champion Madison Rayne to win the Knockouts title, and it was title versus hair match. I was happy Mickie James was in TNA, and I was also happy that she won. And where was I? So Mickie James becomes the Knockouts champion for the first time, I believe. She's, I think, the only woman to hold Knockouts title, Women's title, and Divas title. I know Gal Kim might have been, I don't think Gal was a Divas champion. I think she was, I know she was a Women's champion and Knockouts champion. I don't know about Divas. Up next, Samoa Joe defeated the Pope by submission. Matt Morgan defeated Hernandez. Jeff Jarrett defeated Kurt Angle in a cage match, because every match was in a cage. It was Lockdown, and every match was in a cage. World Heavyweight Champion, TNA World Heavyweight Champion, Sting defeated Rob Van Dam and Mr. Anderson in a three-way. That was a pretty good match. Kazarian, Christopher Daniels, James Storm, Robert Roode. I believe they were team. It might have been called Fortune. I forget the name of their group. Anyways, they defeated Team Ric Flair. Team Ric Flair was on the side of Kazarian and the other guys, Robert Roode and Christopher Daniels. They defeated the team of Abyss, Matt Hardy, and Bully Ray, I believe. This is screwed up. Abyss, Matt Hardy, Bully Ray, and I think someone else. Might have been AJ Styles. In a lethal lockdown match, Hulk Hogan got involved, started beating up Ric Flair, and Ric Flair in like 1 minute did that right away and started bleeding profusely. It was pretty awesome. But Flair had his shirt off, and I did not need to see that. Thank God Hogan kept his shirt on. Anyways, that was Lockdown 2011. It was, from what I remember, it was a pretty good pay-per-view. Now I'm going to talk about TNA Sacrifice from May. And then I'll be done. Part 1 will be over. Mickey James defeated Madison Rayne to retain the Knockouts title. Main event was, first Tommy Dreamer defeated AJ Styles in a no DQ match. That was pretty good. Kurt Angle and Chyna, yes, Chyna, came back for one pay-per-view in TNA. And she looked pretty good. She didn't look screwed up, or she didn't look like she was on anything. And she looked in good shape. Kurt Angle and Chyna defeated Jeff Jarrett and Karen Jarrett in a mixed tag that was pretty good. Crowd popped big for Chyna. And she hit a pedigree, I believe, on Jeff Jarrett or maybe Karen Angle. She hit a pedigree. Everybody knows that's Triple H's finisher. That is pretty funny. Main event was World Heavyweight Champion Sting defeating Rob Van Dam at Sacrifice. Sacrifice was a pretty damn good pay-per-view. And the work that Sting did in 2011 in TNA was great. The stuff he did was great with his character. He started becoming the Joker. He attacked Bischoff, painted Bischoff's face, put him in the Scorpion Deathlock. That was great. He screamed at Hogan backstage, painted Hogan's face red, and said, "You want to wear a mask, Hogan? You're going to wear a mask." And it was pretty funny. Hogan was sitting behind a desk. Sting threw everything off his desk. It was pretty great. Sting cut great promos when he was a Joker character. And he talked well. When he wasn't a Joker character, he could always talk. So now back to WWE and Extreme Rules, which was after WrestleMania on May 1st, 2011. And for these pay-per-views that are not Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, SummerSlam, Survivor Series, for the other pay-per-views, I'm going to just talk about the main events and maybe some of the other matches. So the main event was John Cena defeating John Morrison and WWE Champion The Miz in a triple threat steel cage match to win the WWE Championship. From what I remember, I think it was pretty good. I don't remember it though. Other matches, you had Kane and the Big Show, the tag team champions, defeat the Core, Ezekiel Jackson and Wade Barrett in a lumberjack match. Christian defeated Alberto Del Rio in a ladder match. Layla defeated Michelle McCool in a no DQ loser leaves WWE match. So Michelle McCool had to leave the company. I think she wanted to retire to be with her husband, The Undertaker, and probably have a kid with him, because she would have a kid with him. Rey Mysterio defeated Cody Rhodes in a Falls Count Anywhere match. Jack Swagger and Michael Cole again. I don't know why the fuck they put Michael Cole on pay-per-view in a match. Michael Cole and Jack Swagger defeated Jerry Lawler and Jim Ross in a country whipping match. At least I think Lawler got some revenge and JR got to whip Cole with a belt. So that was fun to watch. Sin Cara defeated Tyson Kidd and Randy Orton defeated CM Punk by TKO in a last man standing match. So that was Extreme Rules 2011. Pretty decent pay-per-view. Not great, but decent. So my next video, Year in Wrestling 2011 Part 2, I will start talking about Over the Limit and Slammiversary. Hope you enjoyed Part 1 of the Year in Wrestling 2011. Hope you enjoyed it. Bye for now, everybody.